Okay, today we're going to learn the halacha of a cotton with a bircas Hagomel. So if he could say Hagomel, a cotton himself, if it happened to him, one of the miracles that a Godel would say Hagomel then. B, if the second question is, if somebody that loves the cotton, like his father or his brother, if he could say the bracha for him, on his behalf. So the first part, and Simon the Reish you test, says the Magen Avram. It says cotton and tzorich lehoidos. You cannot say the bracha of the goimel, the bracha of the hoidoah. The reason for it, you cannot say l'chayovim toivus. What's the bracha goimel? A goimel l'chayovim toivus, meaning chayovim in the rishoyim, meaning the bracha of a goimel is like this. Even though, God forbid, I deserve to be punished with whatever I was about to be punished, and Hashem saved me from that punishment. So it's a goimel, Hashem that kind to l'chayovim, to the rishoyim, shegmalani kol tuv. He says, he does. He goes within the Mishra, does favors to them. He kind to them. So a cotton cannot say chayovim on himself. A rosha is not nuchiyah b'mitzvahs. He's not a rosha yet. Yeah. V'im yomar al oviv l'chayovim elamai. We're going to say. Says the Gemara says Hashem punishes the children for the averas of the parents. So if you're going to say chayovim, God forbid, on the parent, you're calling his parents a rosha. It's not right. A child cannot call his parent a rosha. Yeah, the Neymar the Dalag Milas Chayovim, and he's okay. How about he's going to change the nusach habracha? He's going to skip the word Chayovim. Yeah, he says endless shanas matbeh shetobu chachomim. Yeah. Then he says this another thing, and don't tell me he says en loymar the Chayovim koyal all of the mitzada gilgul boim alav yisurim. Maybe you're going to say that Chayovim goes on the cotton, but cotton is not bar chiyuv yet. It cannot be a rosha. It doesn't have any chiyuv mitzvahs. How could it be a rosha? Maybe you're going to say talk about a gilgul. The Magen Avraham mentioned the Indian of Gilgul, even though in Nigla, the Torah would never see any place Indian of Gilgulim. It's all only come from the Kabbalah, but the Magen Avraham mentioned many times things from the Arizal also. So he said, don't tell me, he says, maybe he says Chayim on himself and talks about from a previous Gilgul. Why? He says, the Minay Yoda, Dilmo Bechet Ovim. How do we know? Maybe it's coming not from the previous Gilgul. He came to that dangerous matzah, maybe from his father's Averis came to him, because Hashem punished the children for the parents. That's why it says a cotton cannot say Bracha Goimel. That's according to the Magen Avram. Many other poskim saying he should say goimel when we come to the mid-gil of chinuch, among them Ben Ishchain Parshas Eikev. He says that you should say a goimel. Okay, what's the svara over there of those which say seg? I don't know, but they say if you come already the mitzad the gil of chinuch, you should say it. Anyway, now we're going to the shita of the Magen Avram that you don't say a goimel yourself. The question is if the father should say a goimel for a son. For a child that he had the danger matzav and he got out of it, like the arba the chayim l'hoidos, and he cannot say a goimel. So the father could say it for him or not. So this machloikas, it's a big machloikas among the rishonim if the father could say a goimel for his wife or for his son. We already spoke about the woman before in previous shiurim. We're not going to go over it. I'm just going to zoom now on the cotton. So it says like this: the Beis Yosef brings. יש ללמוד על מה שנהגים קצת אנושים שכשיולדס נשסיים עומדים ומבורכים ברכס הגוימל דלאו ברוכה לבטולו. He talks about a wife, so he says it's not brocha לבטולו when the husband makes a goimel. But let's say she just gave birth and you want to say a goimel of him. So Yosef says, some saying it's not brocha לבטולו. There's a story in the Gemara, Rav Chona Bagdato. They went to visit Rav Yehuda. Rav Yehuda was healed and they told him a brocha. There's a nusach over there that told him how appreciate Hashem that He saved you. We see over there they were not in danger. Rav Yehuda was in danger. Same thing. They said a bracha for him, and he said, and he was yoytze with bracha for them. Yeah, it's a gemara in bracha. Same thing. A person could say a bracha for his wife. According to this, a person also could say a bracha for his child, for his son. Aval, he says, he writes in the Beis Yosef, Amatosti la Rashba. Shekosa, Ba'ava gav the Bayo b'Yerushalmi, Ma'u levarach Anisa de Rabbe, v'lo pashtua. The Yerushalmi has a question if somebody could say a goimel for someone else. So the Rashba wants to say we have arrived from that story of Rav Chana Bagdato, Rav Chana from Baghdad, that he said in Rabbanon they said bracha for Rav Yehuda when he got healed. So he says, but there says the Rashba he says Nira Shadaita Loimar. The Rav Chana Bagdato Rabbanon lo bircha lefuas Rav Yehuda elafisha Rabbom. So the Rashba writes that they said this bracha only because it was their Rebbe. Rabbi Yehuda was the Rebbe. But he says, well, he says, the Beis Yosef, and Lilmon Misham L'Mish'en Rabbi. According to this, only for Rabbi you could say bracha Hagomel, not for even for a wife or a child. He says shu chovav of kagufay. Yeah, yeah. Ulinan halachas. It's a machlokes again. Some saying you could say for others, some not. Ulinan halachas. That's what the Bishop right. Kevan de ledivre hakol eno chayav levorech. The person, the husband, the father or friend, if you have a loved one that you want to say, you're not mechuyev in that bracha. No matter since you're not mechuyev, he says lo yivorech. Vim birach goy arin boy. And if somebody made a bracha for someone else, a husband for a wife, a father for a son, a friend for someone else he loved, says goy arin boy. You rebuke him. The dilma bracha levatolahi. So the only again was so in the Gemara they said that Goimel, Rav Chon Bagdato and the Rabbanan for Rav Yehuda was the Rebbe. If not the Rebbe, you cannot say a Goimel. So according to this, you cannot say a Goimel for your son because it might be bracha levatola. So halacha lemaise in Shulchan Aruch it says like this. Again, Reish Yutes halacha dalet. Im birach acher. V'ama baruch ata Hashem. Elokenu melech haolam asher gemolcha koltu v'ona omen. The person that he needed to say he said omen yotzon. Yeah, he says like this. The Ramo adds, "V'en ze bracha levatola min bevorech." It's not bracha levatola. Afay fishon chav bracha zu. You're not mechuyev to say bracha for someone else, but it's not bracha levatola. Or il v'en bevorech rak derech shevach v'hodoah al toivas chaveira shesomeach bo. You're thanking Hashem that you saved my friend, and how much more? It's your wife, it's your son. You're very happy. So you said this bracha. Okay. So Lamaisa, if we look in the Beis Yosef. And on the tour, he said over there not to make the bracha. Over here, is not mentioning anything. So the Machzah Shekel saying over here that the Beis Yosef flipped. He changed his mind when he wrote the Shulchan Aruch after the Beis Yosef, and he asked him that somebody could say a bracha for the loved one, whether a husband for a wife, whether a father for a son. According to this, according to Machzah Shekel, even Shulchan Aruch, the Moide, you could say this bracha. Now, here is what the Sharet Tshuva says. The Sharet Tshuva says he brings a bunch of poskim that that you should not say this bracha. He said that he clearly speaks about the cotton. Sho'ov al b'noi cotton lo yivorech ela b'leshu malchus. Now, if you look in the poskim, like the Mogen Avram and the Taz, you could say this bracha. Here's what the Taz writes. The chomish someach boy rashai levorech. If you're happy, every father is happy that the son was saved from a danger. You could make a bracha. The kolchgen al ishta sheyolda. How much more for your wife? The kachos of Bach. The mashkos of Beis Yosef. The Bach also disagree with the Beis Yosef. The Bach, the Ramo, the Machzah Shekel, and even the Machzah, even the Beis Yosef himself changed his mind on the Shulchan Aruch. Said you could make this bracha. The acher rashai levorech afilu b'pokas miyud. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so you see from here. So there's machloikas haposkim looks like the Sharet Tshuva bring bunch of poskim should not say it, and the Mogen Avram, the Taz, and the Machzah Shekel Mashma you could say it. And not only that, there's even the Shulchan Aruch that originally by the Beis Yosef by the Tur he said not to make the bracha Mashma from it. However, the Elia Rabbah said that Shulchan Aruch did not change his mind. He held the same opinion. And he relied what he wrote on the Beis Yosef, and he relied on one chapter before the Beis Yosef said clearly that you cannot say a bracha for someone else's miracle, so he relies on that. Anyway, either way, we see some machlokas aposkim. Halacha lemaisa, what to do? So interesting, the Mishnah Berurah sides with the Elia Rabbah and the Sharet Tshuva that the father cannot say a bracha, a goimel, for the son, and a son himself, according to Mogen Avram, cannot say this bracha because it's bordering with disrespect to the father. What's a goimel chayovim? What's chay? Who's a rosh? A father? You cannot say that. So according to this Akotan, when he was saved from the danger, he had a miracle, it's instead of saying a goimel like an adult, he's not saying it and the father not saying it for him. However, Aruch HaShulchan and the Alter Rebbe, they saying Akotan could say it. So that's machlokas aposkim. Again, so according to the Alter Rebbe that he follows the Mogen Avram, usually you could say a father could say a goimel for his son, and even according to those which is Ashkenazim that follow the Mishnah Berurah, Aruch HaShulchan also says you could say it. So there is more that say you could say a goimel, a father for a son, than not. So whatever you do, you have hu to soimachan. But all I'm saying is that a lot of poskim like the Mogen Avram, the Taz, the Machzah Shekel, the Bach, the Ramo, and the Alter Rebbe and the Aruch HaShulchan, all saying a father could say a bracha, a goimel for his son.